I'm in this tech, I'm not very good at it, but like it's stable, it's secure, I'm married now, I want to have a family, and I don't really like it, but I have this local laundry thing, it's my passion project, it's on the side. I think there's something there, but it needs someone to go full time. Like what should I do? And I remember meeting with Ryan, and Ryan just says, listen, Connor, you have to follow your passion. You have to find what gives you fulfillment. You have to be a risk taker. You have to take chances. Maybe you'll make it, maybe not. Who knows? But you won't know unless you dive in head first, both feet, and go after it. And it was shortly after that I handed in my resume. I handed in my resignation to the tech company. And that was probably the scariest day of my life, because it's like letting toothpaste out of the bottle. You have those bad days at work. You're like, well, screw you guys. I'm going to leave in a couple of weeks. You guys are all going to miss me. And then you finally actually sit down and you're one-on-one with your manager, and you're like, hey, I'm leaving this super awesome job to go do clothing. Okay, have fun. See you never. And it was really a terrifying time in my life, but I needed that kick in the butt, that kick in the pants to really kind of get off and go out and do this thing head first. And believe it or not, Ryan, I think that was almost like 6 years ago, wasn't it? And still to this day, paying myself a salary, we are growing like crazy. We are now on a mission to raise $1 million to local charities by 2030. And we want to do that because we want to showcase that just because we're a small business doesn't mean we can't have a big impact. And one of the things that we've recently done is, maybe you guys, some of you have heard of the wildfires happening up in Jasper, and we saw that immediate thing and we said, you know what, we got to do something. Let's come out with a t-shirt, we'll do a 100% fundraiser. And we just pushed that to our community. And you'll recall, how do you build a community? It's one authentic person at a time. And you build a relationship one person at a time. And if you do that over time, it's going to compound. You're going to have a good community. And a great litmus test when to test how good your community is asking for help. So if you're seeing my LinkedIn post or anything, a lot of people post on LinkedIn or social media and say, look how great I am, look how smart I am. Me, I'm like, hey, look how dumb I am. I don't know anything, I need help, I need an adult, who can help me? Please, someone help me. And you will be surprised, if you just take that approach of just asking for help, rather than posturing or pretending like you know it all, your community will give back tenfold. And when your community needs help, you obviously offer help, and you'll be absolutely surprised. So the wildfires were going on, and we got to do something. So we came out with a t-shirt, and we said, look, here is all pre-order. Every single dollar that we sell, every single dollar of profit is going to go right back to supporting the Canadian Red Cross for the wildfires. And within 5 days, we sold over 1,000 shirts, and we raised over $25,000 for the Canadian Red Cross, which was then matched by the provincial government and matched by the federal government. So a total of $75,000 was raised from this community that we had fostered, one relationship at a time. And I think it's really important to, well, first of all, thank you. But it's really important, I think, to have that purpose, to have that fulfillment, to find that passion, what it is that makes you tick. And it could be rock climbing, it could be rock concerts, it could be rock gardening. It doesn't matter. You have to find what fuels your fire and go after it like an absolute maniac. That means you got to stay up all night YouTubing how to make a t-shirt company, doing dumb things like, Calgary community tees or whatever. You just got to stop talking about it and go do it. And now we're on a mission to even fuel our growth even further. I'm really inspired by a fellow named by the name of Bernard Arnault, who was the founder of LVMH. And what he did was he took these struggling clothing brands, fashion brands, Christian Dior, Louis Vuitton, all these brands, and he binded them together because he recognized that these brands had great communities, they had great brand value, and they had something there, but they struggled financially. And he took them together and put them all under one umbrella to share resources, to share knowledge, to share assets. And now it's one of the largest companies in the world, LVMH. And I want to do that with different clothing companies, because there's a lot of great local clothing companies that really succeeded, that really boomed during the pandemic. Everyone had lots of money. But now, as a lot of clothing companies switch to Canadian made, like we have, that a lot of companies are kind of struggling financially. It's really hard to produce stuff here in Canada. One of the stats that I like to share is Prior to 1989, over 70% of all clothing